Welcome to a slow, beginner-friendly lesson on the import statement in Python, made for absolute beginners. Take your time with import. Today we look carefully at one word, import. You saw it last lesson, now we slow down. What does import actually do? Where does Python look for modules? What forms does import take, and how do you read them out loud? We will keep it hands-on with many small examples. By the end, import should feel like a normal, boring, friendly tool, not magic. One word, carefully explained. Last lesson you learned what a module is, a file of Python code, a drawer with a label. Today we open the drawer. The word import is the handle you pull. We go slow, with many small code examples. Each example shows one form of import. Nothing fancy. The goal is simple: when you see an import line in someone's code, you know exactly what it does. From idea to mechanics, import is the doorway between your code and a module. One small word, and a whole shelf of tools becomes reachable. Import opens the door. Here is what happens when you write import math. Python finds the math module. It is part of the standard library, so Python already knows where it lives. Python runs the module top to bottom, exactly once. Then Python binds the name math in your code, so you can reach everything inside that module by writing math.something. Load once, bind the name, use the dot. That is the whole job of import. Load once, bind the name. Type import math. Nothing prints, Python loads quietly. Now type math.sqrt of 9. You get 3.0. Then math.py gives you pi to many digits. The word math is now a handle. The dot reaches inside. That is the basic shape, import, then module name, dot, the thing you want. Burn this pattern into your fingers. The pattern to burn in. Same pattern with a different module. Import os. Os lets your code talk to the operating system. os.getCode shows the folder your code is running in. os.cpu count tells you how many processors your machine has. Notice the shape is identical. Import the module, use the dot. The module name changes, the pattern does not. Same shape, different module. Think through the order. Your code runs first. At the import line, Python pauses and finds the module. It reads the module file once, top to bottom. Any names defined in that module, functions, variables, get stored. Then control returns to your code, and the module name is bound and ready. If you import the same module again later, Python skips the load, it remembers. Load once, reuse many times. Quiet, ordered, once. There is a second form. From math import sqrt. This loads the math module, same as before, but it brings the name sqrt directly into your code. Now you type sqrt of 9, no dot needed. You saved 4 characters. The trade-off, you lose the visual reminder that sqrt came from math. Both forms load the module once, they only differ in which names you type. A second form, same load. Here they are side by side. Form 1, import math, then math.sqrt. The module name is always visible. Form 2, from math import sqrt, then sqrt alone. Shorter, but the source is less obvious when you read the code later. Neither is wrong. Beginners often prefer Form 1 because the module name stays explicit. Professionals mix both, depending on context. Read each carefully. Once a module is loaded, you can ask it what it contains. Exploration is a beginner habit, not an advanced trick. Ask what is inside. You can import your own files. Make a file called shapes.py with a function called area. In the same folder, make a file called main.py. Inside main, write import shapes. Now shapes.area of 5 gives you 25. The rule is the same as with math, the only difference is that you wrote shapes yourself. Python treats your module and the standard library modules the same way. Your files work the same way. Another small example. File greet.py defines a function hello. File main.py writes from greet import hello, then calls hello with eta. Python finds greet.py because it lives in the same folder. When you start splitting your code into multiple files, this is how they find each other. Same folder, same import rule. Same folder finds each other. When you write import something, Python looks in a fixed order. First, the built-in modules, things like math that ship with Python. Second, the same folder as your script, your own .py files. Third, the installed packages, third-party libraries you installed. Python takes the first match it finds. This is why you should not name your file math.py, it would shadow the real math module and confuse everyone. First match wins. Sometimes a module name is long, and you see it many times in one file. You can give it a shorter nickname with the word as. Import math as m. Now m.sqrt works. This is called aliasing. Use it sparingly. A short name saves typing but can make code harder to read for someone who does not know the nickname. In lessons, we usually keep the full name so the source stays obvious. Nicknames, use sparingly. When you import a module, you can ask it what it contains. Dir of math prints a list of every name inside, every function and constant. You will see ceil, floor, log, pi, sin, sqrt, and many more. The names with double underscores are Python internals, skip those for now. The plain names are the tools you can use. Dir is how you explore a module without reading its documentation. Explore without docs, a small skill that helps a lot. Read import lines out loud. Import math, you are loading the math module. From math import sqrt, you are bringing sqrt from the math module into your code. Import math as m, you are loading math and calling it m for short. Say the source first, then what you bring in. When you can read a line out loud and explain it in one breath, you understand it. Say the source first. Next we slow down on a single standard library module and use it for real work. Port real use, a few mistakes to expect. First, using math before importing it, Python raises name error because the name math does not exist yet. The fix is simple, add import math at the top. Second, naming your own file math.py, that shadows the real math module and breaks everything. Third, forgetting the dot, math script without a dot is not a name Python knows. Each mistake gives a clear error message. Read it, fix it, continue. Python tells you fast. Quick self-check. Can you import a module and call one function with the dot? Can you use the from form to bring in a single name? Can you import your own file from the same folder? Can you read an import line out loud and explain what it does? If any feels shaky, rewatch that part. You do not need to memorize every form, just the two basic ones. 2 forms are enough. Import finds a module, runs it once, and binds its name. The dot reaches inside for what you need. The from form brings one name closer so you type less. Your own files work exactly the same way as the standard library. That is import in 4 lines. Everything else is variation on this pattern. 4 lines, 1 pattern. Next lesson we slow down on one single module from the standard library. We use several of its functions for real work. We explore it with dir and help. The goal is confidence. After using one module well, every other module feels familiar. Then we step back and talk about third-party libraries, code other people wrote that you can install. One module, used well. If you want a quick practice, try 3 imports. Import math, call math.sqrt of 25, you get 5. Import os, call os.cpu count, you see how many processors your machine has. From math import pi, then type pi alone, you get the number pi. 3 modules, 3 different uses. When that feels comfortable, import is yours. 3 imports, 3 wins. Thanks for learning the import statement. See you in the next lesson on using one module well. Import is yours now.